How your childhood scripted your current life. Identifying limiting beliefs. Much of what you call your personality, your habits, your reactions, and even your struggles did not start with you as an adult. They were shaped quietly, repeatedly, and unintentionally during your childhood. Long before you had the ability to question or choose, your mind was learning how the world works and what your place in it is. This early learning becomes a script, and that script often continues to run your life long after childhood has ended. A childhood script is not something written in words, it is written in experiences, emotions, and repeated messages. It is formed through what you saw, what you heard, what you felt, and what you learned to expect. The subconscious mind absorbs these experiences without analysis. It does not judge whether something is fair, accurate, or healthy. It simply records patterns. When you are young, your brain is highly receptive. This is necessary for survival. You learn quickly what brings approval, what causes rejection, what feels safe, and what feels dangerous. These lessons help you adapt to your environment. But what helps you survive as a child does not always help you thrive as an adult. For example, a child who learns that love comes from being quiet and well behaved may grow into an adult who struggles to express needs or set boundaries. A child who grows up in unpredictability may become hyper alert, anxious, or controlling as an adult. A child who was praised only for achievement may grow into an adult who ties self worth to productivity and success. These are not conscious choices, they are subconscious adaptations. The subconscious mind creates beliefs based on repeated emotional experiences. These beliefs are not always spoken out loud. Often, they sound like quiet conclusions, such as, I am not enough, I must work hard to be loved, people can't be trusted, or it is safer not to try. Once formed, these beliefs act like rules that guide behavior automatically. These are called limiting beliefs, not because they are obvious, but because they quietly limit what feels possible for you. A limiting belief is not necessarily negative on the surface. It can even sound responsible or mature. I shouldn't rely on anyone. I need to be strong. I shouldn't expect too much. These beliefs may have protected you at one time, but over time, they begin to restrict growth, connection, and ease. One of the reasons limiting beliefs are hard to identify is because they feel like truth. You don't experience them as beliefs, you experience them as reality. You don't think, I believe I am not worthy. You think this is just how things are. That's how deeply they are embedded. Childhood scripts are reinforced through repetition. If a certain role worked once, the subconscious repeats it. If pleasing others reduced conflict, that behavior becomes automatic. If hiding emotions prevented pain, emotional suppression becomes normal. Over years, these responses become identity. This is why people often say, I don't know why I react this way, or I've always been like this. The reaction feels automatic because it is. It was learned before conscious awareness fully developed. Another important thing to understand is that childhood scripts are not created only through trauma. They are also created through ordinary everyday moments. Tone of voice, comparison, lack of emotional validation, inconsistent attention. Even well meaning caregivers can unintentionally pass on limiting beliefs based on their own unresolved patterns. The subconscious mind does not assign blame, it assigns meaning. For example, if a child repeatedly feels unseen, the subconscious may conclude, my needs don't matter. If a child feels responsible for a parent's emotion, the belief may become, I am responsible for how others feel. These beliefs shape adult relationships, boundaries, and emotional patterns. As an adult, you may consciously want change, but your subconscious follows the old script because it feels familiar. Familiarity feels safe to the subconscious, even if it causes discomfort. This is why people often repeat the same relationship patterns, career struggles, or emotional cycles despite wanting something different. Identifying limiting beliefs is the first step towards change. This does not require digging up every childhood memory. It requires noticing patterns. Where do you feel stuck? Where do you overreact? Where do you avoid, procrastinate, or self sabotage? These areas often point to an underlying belief. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. The phrases that repeat themselves, especially during stress, they are the clues. I can't. It's too late. I'm not good at this. This always happens to me. These are not random thoughts. These are echoes of your old conclusions. It is important to approach this process with compassion. These beliefs were formed to protect you. They were intelligent responses to the environment you were in. You are not weak for having them. You are human. Awareness alone begins to loosen the grip of these scripts. When you recognize that a belief is learned, not innate, it stops defining you completely. You begin to see it as a pattern, not a fact. This creates space, and space is where choice begins. You do not need to erase your past to change your future. You need to understand how the past is influencing your present. Once you see the script, you can start updating it, not through force, but through repetition of new experiences that teach the subconscious something different. This course is not about blaming childhood or reliving pain. It is about understanding how early programming shaped your inner world so you can consciously choose what continues and what no longer serves you. Your childhood may have written the first draft of your story, but it does not get to write the final one. When you identify limiting beliefs with honesty and kindness, you stop fighting yourself and start working with your mind. That is where real change becomes possible.